Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with another video, and for today's video we're finally going to be closing my June budget. I feel like this video is going to go up pretty late, and the reason being is because I've been super busy with different things like getting all of my July budget videos up this week. As you guys know, I actually didn't have Wi-Fi for a good 2 days, which for me is literally like me missing a whole week because all of my filming schedule was behind, as well as orders and things like that. So this video is probably going to go up pretty late, I think. Yes, I wanted to go ahead and of course do everything that we have here. So we are going to be weekly checking in for the very last week of June, and I'm also going to just use this last one as a result sort of thing. So that is what I'm going to be doing there. And we can go ahead and get started. Now I'm going to go ahead and start with the first thing that I usually like to do, which is lay down my stickers. Now let me go ahead and bring in my personal planner, which I have right here. I have all of my cash envelopes for June, and I think by this point I should have gotten up my cash envelope stuffing video for the month of July. So if you guys have not checked that video out, you guys definitely should. For June I did use the Budget Mom cash envelopes. I believe I'm going to be using new ones for this upcoming month. I believe so. So let me go ahead and lay these out so I can go ahead and know what days it is that I have to lay down these stickers. Okay, so I'm going to put those right here. Okay, they're like all over the place. I'm now going to use these, no spend, and my expense budget stickers. So I think first and foremost I can go ahead and lay down my bill due stickers, which I had a bill on the 24th. This was for Amazon, as well as I had a bill for Spotify, which is on the 28th. Okay, so I think that's it for bills. I can go ahead, I think I'm going to wait up on the payday because I think I might have a couple of budget expense stickers there, and I can't lay down any of my no spend until I lay down my... So on the 25th, I actually spent a little bit of money. I first went to get my nails done, so I got my fill and my pedicure, and that was $55. So that was on the 25th. And then I believe I also went to Target on this day. And I think I spent the rest of my groceries money in there. So that is that. After that, I have, on the 28th, I pumped gas. So I'm going to put it on top of here. Cash envelope. Then on the 7th, I had Chick-fil-A. I'm like going all over the place here. Right here. I got my hair cut on the 27th, which is in a yellow sticker just because I am not weekly checking in for that, but I do have a budget for that, as you guys know. I showed you guys last week, and it's right here for my haircut. So since it is a one-time thing, I'm just going to go ahead and lay it down there. Then what else do I have? Oh, I have iTunes on the 28th, I believe, as well. And I think I might have one more on the 28th, which might cover that, but that's okay. Do I? No, I actually don't. Okay. And what else do I have here? I have for the 30th, I actually went to Chipotle and Starbucks. Well, you guys will see. I went to Chipotle with my sister, which was $20. I decided to just treat her to some Chipotle because I did have a pretty good amount of money left in my eating out cash envelope, and I also just went ahead and reloaded my Starbucks card with $10, which I didn't end up using, but I do plan on using it in the future because, as you guys know, I am starting my classes, and I'm pretty sure I will spend quite a bit of time in Starbucks with sort of like doing my labs and things like that. So I did want to go ahead and reload that. I do already have some money in there because I got some gift cards from my graduation party. I wanted to just go ahead and add $10 since I did have the eating out money in it, and you guys will see that in my cash envelopes right now when I show you guys. aside from that, I think that is pretty much it. I have a couple other things. I'm also going to go ahead and lay down a student loan little sticker, which I paid $100 to. The thing with my student loan was that I didn't have to pay anything for this month or July, since my payments do start on auto pay in August. So what I did was I just went ahead and paid $100 of that. So I am going to go ahead and write it right here. And the reason being is because I do have some interest accrued on those loans. So I just wanted to go ahead and pay for those. So then that way, once I start making my actual payments, I don't have so much interest just accrued on there. So that's the reason why I still wanted to pay the $100, even if I didn't really have to pay for it. So I went ahead and did that on the 24th. And then last but not least, I do have an unbudgeted expense for this week, and it is for a gift card. I spent $30 for a gift card for my neighbor, actually. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I didn't have Wi-Fi for the first 2 days, and honestly it was going to be for a whole week, but my neighbor ended up giving me his Wi-Fi password so I could go ahead and work, because things like, let's say my printer is a Wi-Fi printer, as well as uploading videos and things like that required internet. So I did want to go ahead and make it up to him, and I did talk about this on my Instagram as well. If you guys are following me, you guys know this. I was telling you guys that I wanted to make it up to him, so I just went ahead and got a $30 gift card from Norms. So I just wanted to go ahead and do that and express my gratitude towards his really kind act of giving me his password. So that's what that is. I definitely did not budget for it because I didn't even know that my Wi-Fi was going to not work for this month, but that is sort of why that's there. So we have that, and I think those are all of my expenses, and I think now I can go ahead and I'm gonna try to put my payday sticker, actually. Let's see. I think it still fits cute right there. Okay, so I'm putting that there. And then for no spend days, I only have 2 of them. So I have one on the 26th and on the 29th. So that is it for all of my stickers. We can go ahead and get started with our weekly check-in. So let me go ahead and bring you guys to my weekly check-in page, which I have right here. Now I'm going to write down all of my categories for both week 4 as well as for my results section. I think this is going to be the first time that I actually have a results section in my budget, and the reason being is because June ended up being one of those short months, and I think it's nice because I get to show you how it is that I would utilize the sort of results section and how I would bring that into my budget, because it does, I think, help with sort of my actuals and variances here. So that is that. Okay, so first we're gonna go ahead and look at food. For food, as you guys can see from my little key here, it is all the pink stickers, and we are looking from the 24th all the way to the 30th. Now I'm going to go ahead and just block this one because 29th was a no spend day. Now I do have 1, 2, 3, 4 expenses, and if you guys did not know, for me, food are both my eating out cash envelope and groceries cash envelope. So let me go ahead and add Starbucks right here, Chipotle $20, Target $19, and Chick-fil-A $9. So the total for food for this week is $58. So let me do $58. And I did have remaining $62 from the previous week, so I can go ahead and subtract that, and that means that I should have $4 left in there, which is not much, but you know, it's something, and we're definitely under this. As you guys can see from my cash envelope sort of tracker, I did end up using all of my groceries cash envelope money, but I do have the $4 remaining right here in my eating out, as you guys can see, and they are right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that is that, and I think I'm going to go ahead and keep the cash out because I don't think it's going to be too much for this month, but I will be putting this money towards my debt for next month, so I do want to go ahead and put that there. Now let's see what we can do. Next we have gas. Now for gas, I did pump one day this week and it was on the 28th, as you guys can see. But before I move on, I want to go ahead and check these off so I do not get confused. And I'm going to check off my bills, do stickers, because I paid those too. So for gas, it is $40. I can go ahead and check this off that I spent. I've really been liking the car that I have now. As you guys know, I did take over my sister's car payments, and I am super happy to say that it takes around $40 for me to fill up my tank, which is really great considering my last car took $60 to fill up. So yes, so I did have $60 remaining for last week, so that means that I still have $20 remaining. So that's also going to be going towards my debt snowball for next month. As you guys can see, it's the same exact thing, and we have the $20 right here. So perfect. Let me take this one out. Now next I am going to move on to shopping, which for shopping I do categorize both my beauty and allowance cash envelope. As you guys know, I didn't have anything left as of last week in my allowance cash envelope, so all of the transactions that I have here, which is only one, is from my beauty cash envelope. So on the 25th I got a fill and a petty, and it ended up being exactly the amount that I had in my cash envelope. So spent, I'm going to put 55, and as you guys can see, I had 55 left over, so that means that I don't have anything left over in here. And then last but not least, have unbudgeted, which I did have an unbudgeted expense this week, which really sucks, but I definitely wanted to make it up to my neighbor for letting me borrow his Wi-Fi password, and that was $30. So let me go ahead and check it off. And I did have an unbudgeted expense of $30. So that means that I'm going to go ahead and add to the 73 from last month, which if you guys have been keeping up with my weekly check-ins, then you know what that amount is for. So that means that I should be over 103, which is a lot, I think, especially for me. But the expenses that I had weren't expenses that, let's say, I didn't need. There were sort of things that I needed, one for my old car as well as for just making it up to my neighbor for being such a nice person and letting me borrow his Wi-Fi. So I definitely don't see it as a really negative thing, to be honest. So that is for week 4 check-in. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my results. So what it is that I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all of my expenses. So for food, if I go ahead and add all of these, because let's see, my food budgeted amount was 130 plus 100, which is both my groceries and eating out, which is food for me. And you subtracted minus 4, I should be having 226. So let me go ahead and check that up with you guys. So 77 plus 82 plus 9 plus 58 is 226. So in total I spent 226 for my food category, and I do still have remaining $4. So the remaining is going to be exactly the same because that is what I'm ending with as of the 4th week, which is the end of the month. Now for gas, I spent 40, 40, and 50, which is 130. 130, which I budgeted 150 for this, so I should have $20 left, which I do. So that is how I utilize the results sort of section of my weekly check-in. Sorry if you guys did not see that. And then for shopping, which is allowance and beauty, I spent a total of 180, which is everything that I budgeted for that because I didn't have anything left. As you guys can see, beauty and allowance is 180 altogether. So perfect. And then for unbudgeted, I did spend 103 altogether, which is all over my budget because I don't budget for my unbudgeted section category. So that is how that looks, and I'm going to go ahead and transfer these numbers to my actuals for my variable expense side of my budget. So we're all done with my weekly check-in, and now I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my June budget. Now for groceries, I spent all the 130. So that means that there was no variance. Eating out, I spent $96, which means that my variance is $4. Then for my gas, I spent $130, which means that I was under by $20. For my allowance, I did end up using all of this, so it's $80 here. No variance, as well as for my beauty cash envelope, no variance there. Now for electricity, it actually ended up being a little bit more this month, and it went up by $10. But I was over by $10, so I'm gonna go ahead and write it with a red marker. Next, for my phone bill, it ended up being $111, so I was under by $4. Father's Day, I ended up spending a little bit less. Yes, so I ended up spending $39 on this. I'll just go ahead and check this off. $39. So that means that I was under by $11, which is great. Then for my extra debt payment, I did end up paying $400 towards my debt. So no variance there. And you guys would have seen that if you guys would have checked out my updated debt payoff plan and debt snowball for June. Now next for unbudgeted, I did have, like I mentioned, $103 for this month. So that means that I was over by 103 because I don't budget, as you guys can see, for my unbudgeted category. And then for my haircut, it ended up being $35, as you guys can see. So that is the same, so no variance there. Now I am going to go ahead and I was going to put the rest of the money that I have in my cash envelopes toward my debt snowball, but for that I would have to put all of my actuals the same as my budgeted amount, and I think I'm just not going to do it just because I do have unbudgeted expenses that that money could cover for. So for this month I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like this, and I think this works out for this month for me. So next I'm going to check off iTunes because I do have that in my fixed expenses, as you guys can see, as well as my student loan because I just added that there. And I think everything is checked off from there, so perfect. Now, I am going to go ahead and add all of this, but I wanted to go ahead and first take a look at both my variable income spending as well as my sinking fund spending, because as you guys know, we do have to update that as well. So let me go ahead and take you guys to my sinking fund spread. Now for my sinking fund spread, as you guys know, I did have a couple of transactions and those were the only ones I had for this month. I'm going to go ahead and update this. Now for Amazon, I didn't use any of this money, so the ending for June was $50. And all these numbers that I put for my ending are going to be the same exact ones that I put in my beginning for my July sinking funds video. I just like to do this ahead of time on a separate piece of paper, but I do like to update it on camera for you guys so you guys can take a look at that. Now for car insurance, $300. I did end up paying $200, so that means that I should have $100 left. Next for cart maintenance, I added 10 to this, but I ended up just using all of it for the new starter that my car needed. So 132, and that means I don't have any money ending for this month for that. Next I have Christmas, which I didn't use any of that money, so I should have $100 in there. Next is entertainment. I added 50, but I did end up using 110 of it, so I should have 110. I should have $40 left. Next, for medical, I didn't use it for this month, so no negative. So that means that I should end with $46. For my new car, I added $100, but I did end up making a car payment for this month. So let me go ahead and do this math. So I had $600 with the 100, and then I did spend $256. So that means that I should have $344 ending. So $256 and then $344. There you go. Then for Paul's birthday, I did end up adding $20, but since his birthday was in June, I did use up all that money, which is $92, and that means that this category has nothing in the ending. I believe I took the category out because I do plan on, let's say, saving for things like birthdays at most like 6 or 5 months in advance of that birthday. So just so I can focus on other sinking funds that I have as well throughout the month. And then we have the SBC planner party, which I added $200 to this, but I did end up buying my airfare for Austin. So we should have $350 minus $255. So that means that I am ending with $95. And then last but not least, I have date night, which I ended up using that money on the very first week of the month. So I am ending with 0 for this category as well. And I'm going to go ahead and add all of my subtractions and ending so we can take a look at that. So 200 plus 132, 110, 256, 92, 255, and 25. That is 1,070. And then I am ending with a total of $775, which should be the starting amount for my July sinking funds. And that is how I update my sinking funds at the end of the month when I'm ready to close out my budget for June. Now, last but not least, before I add up all of my expenses for June, I want to go ahead and bring you guys to my variable income spread. Now, last time that we checked in, I bought that Simply Gilded Double Dip, which was actually on the 23rd. I'm not sure why I put 24th there, but on the 24th, I went ahead and bought something that I was really skeptical about buying because it is a lot of money, which is $65. But just because I thought it would be nice to show you guys a new shop, and I did buy something from Impression, and it was the Dreamer box, which is basically surrounding the idea of Disney and just Disney things, and sort of like a box for a setup. And I did end up getting a Hobonichi size, which I will show you guys, and it is red and it is beautiful. I've actually already gotten it. I have to make it definitely will be in next month's haul video, but yes, it was a lot of money, but I think it's beautiful, and I think you guys would like it because it's something super different than anything that I've shown on my channel. So that's what I got. And then last but not least, on the 28th, I spent $18.05 for shipping the giveaway prize. This was for my 10,000 subscriber giveaway. She went ahead and claimed the price and everything, so I went ahead and sent that to her. Hopefully she's gotten it by now, but that was the last thing that I have for my business expenses. I am staying with YouTube, ShareSale, Etsy, and Mom for now as my sources. I don't think I have any more, but of course I will go ahead and update all of this once the camera stops rolling, because you guys know I do not show my income. I do plan on doing it in the future, but as of now, that is how this is going to stay. Now I am going to go ahead and add all of my actuals, my variances, and my amount for my fixed expenses now that I have everything filled in. Okay, so let's see. For actuals, we have 130, 96, 130, 80, 100, 110, 111, 39, 400, 103, and 35. So that is a total of $1,334, which means that I should be over $74. So let's take a look. 4 plus 20 minus 10 plus 4 plus 11 minus 103. and that is $74 that I am over, which I will be writing in red like this to signify that it is over. Now let's go ahead and take a look at my fixed expenses total. We have 86, 67, 64, 29, 100, 499, 99 cents, 785, 298, and $100. So the total for my fixed expenses is 1,534 with 98 cents. So adding both my fixed expenses and my variable expenses, we have a whopping total of $2,868 with 98 cents as my whole expenses for the month. Now, once I am done, actually, I'm going to go ahead and just write that down in my total section. So I had budgeted 1,260, and it ended up being 1,334, and then for fixed is going to be the same thing for both because they are fixed amounts, just like that. And then once again, once the camera stops rolling, I will go ahead and write down my budgeted and actual amount for my income, and then I'll go ahead and put right here what it is that I'll be putting towards my debt snowball for next month, as well as what it is that I'm going to be saving for my emergency fund. Now, I think that is pretty much all that I have for closing out my budget for June. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and let me know by commenting down below. Please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.